Awesome. All right. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to go ahead and get started. So, thank you for joining us. My name is Nina, and I work in the Tulane Alumni Career and Professional Development Office. And I'm just going to do a few housekeeping things before I hand things off to my colleague Teal. So, if you want to introduce yourselves in the chat, that would be great. This session is being recorded and it will be uploaded to our YouTube channel. We have over 70 past sessions on our YouTube channel of PDSs, of Women Making Waves panel speakers, different stuff like that. So I will link that in the chat for you guys to look at. But you can always subscribe to get updates whenever we post a new video, just in case you can't make it to a PDS session. But yeah, so today's session is about our GreenWave at Work program. If you have questions throughout, you can put them in the chat or you can just send them to me directly and we'll just circle back to those at the end. But I'm going to hand things off to Teal, who's kind of running the GreenWave at Work stuff. And yeah, just happy you guys are here and take us away, Teal.
All right. Well, Nina, I do appreciate you. As Nina said, my name is Dan Teal Daniels. Y'all can call me Teal. Like the color, I'm the Associate Director of Career and Professional Development. I work with Nina. And one of the great things that I've been working on is GreenWave at Work. So without further ado, let's get to it, y'all. Um, right. All right. So what is GreenWave at Work? I know a lot of people was like, well, what is this? It kind of sounds cool. I don't know what it is. So essentially, it's a professional engagement program connecting Tulane alumni in the workplace to where you can build community, grow your network, and you can just celebrate your GreenWave pride where you work. So from my experience, I've talked with a lot of alumni, and the biggest kind of the most common denominator is, oh, well, I didn't know you were also a Tulane alumni. And this program is essentially built to connect everyone, to show y'all Green Wave pride at work, and just to build just a culture of Green Wave professionals. And we just want to make sure everybody can connect and network, and do all the things. So who can join? So if you work at a company, regardless of the sector, any industry, it doesn't matter, finance, healthcare, law, tech, education, media, it really does not matter. You have to have 10 plus alumni. If you have 10 plus alumni working at your company, you can definitely contact me and we can get a Green Wave at Work chapter started. The reason we really kind of settled on 10 is because we wanted enough people to where if we were to have certain events, we would have enough people there. We don't want 5 people there. We don't want 6 people there. Like 10 is our like basic minimum people that really you can have. And we want people who's just like ready to connect. If you really want to connect with other people who are Tulane alumni, like I said earlier, the huge part and the most important part is really the networking aspect because you never know who's actually working really in your company with you unless you really try to see. There are a bunch of people who went to a bunch of schools and nationwide, Tulane may not have that same appeal as other universities, but we all know Tulane is the Ivy League of the South, roll wave. And Tulane people are just very proud, and to be able to bring people together in the workplace is essentially what we're trying to do. So how it works is you all will complete an interest form if you are interested. So I will drop the link in the chat once I'm done. And then we have to identify ambassadors. So there's a requirement of 2 ambassadors. So at least 2. And we have 2 people because it really wouldn't be fair if it was just all on one person. So for example, if we all in this Zoom session, it wouldn't be fair to Ashley if Ashley was the only ambassador for Green Wave at Work chapter wherever she is, because she may get bogged down, she may get busy, and things like that. So we like to also have an extra person. And when it comes to ambassadors, really the more the merrier. It's always good to see Tulane alumni who really are really take pride in being a leader, connecting people and doing things like that. So when you launch your group, you will receive just support from myself. We will be in communication frequently. We'll give like swag, we'll give hats, things like that, just so you can really show off the fact that you are a Tulane alumni. So that way, if maybe you have a cubicle or an office, people walking by, they see a Tulane flag and they're like, oh, well, Jerry on the 3rd floor also was a Tulane alumni, and you really just didn't know. So what we provide is, like I said, so Tulane swag and signage. So we have a bunch of things with Tulane logos on it, hats, necklaces, things like that. I will get into that a little later. And then we do provide event funding. So if you were to have a GreenWave at Work chapter at your company, you would be in contact with me, and we would kind of figure out how many meetings we would want a year. We can do one meeting in the fall, one in the spring. We can do one in the summer, one in the fall. Kind of like, like we are very flexible with how we do things, and then we will provide the financial support. So let's say you say, okay, Teal, I've got 10 plus alumni at my company, and we want to have a happy hour. Great. Okay. And you say, okay, well, look, we've been in communication with, I don't know, a bar or an event place. If you give me the price, I will be able to pay that, and we would just make sure that everybody can come together and just have a good time, networking and things like that. But we do provide that financial support, so that way, we're not asking you to be an ambassador or participate and then come out of your own money. So we just want to make sure everyone knows really what the deal is. And then team support, right? So promotion and resources from myself. I can also introduce you to other people on campus, on the other side of campus, whether it's business, whether it's health, whether it's tech, whether it's law, really doesn't matter. Between myself and Nina, we know a lot of people on campus. So if you wanted to get connected that way, joining GreenWave at Work would also kind of create a different avenue for that. So, what you provide on the other side. So, I talked about what I provide, but I want to talk about what y'all would have to provide. Two alumni ambassadors, and we want these people to have a desire to connect. I would not like to have an ambassador who simply just wants to say, I'm an ambassador, but doesn't want to try to bring everybody together and communicate. So, as an ambassador, essentially, you are the liaison between myself, who represents Tulane Alumni Association, and then you would be the liaison between myself and then the rest of the group. And I do it this way because I don't like to communicate with too many people, because sometimes things get misinterpreted and too many hands get in the pot. So that's why I like to have Tulane alumni ambassadors. It's really a light lift, nothing too crazy. So for the ambassador role, like I said, a light lift, high impact leadership opportunity. To be able to say, "Hey, I'm an ambassador," something you could put on your resume if you want. Things that we would highlight, in like our newsletter, we can get pictures, like we can do the whole nine. And like I said, we can do 1 to 3 events annually. It could be coffee meetups, it could be lunches, happy hours, or if you say, "Hey, Teal, I currently live in Washington, D.C., where the government shut down." It probably would be more beneficial for us to have like a workshop on how to look for jobs, resumes, LinkedIn, like how to integrate AI into the job search process. I can also do that. And then you just have to keep alumni connected, right? Share occasional updates and news with the rest of the group. And then obviously you have to collaborate with your co-ambassador. We really look for somebody who is just a go-getter. You want to be in a leadership position. You want to communicate. We just want people who want to be a part of something bigger than themselves, honestly. And then the last thing is just to stay in touch with Tulane. Like I said, we have just a plethora of resources between myself, Nina, and Nicole, and then the broader side of campus. We have just a bunch of connections that I really do feel like, if needed, it could be beneficial to all of our alumni. And so you're probably thinking like, well, why would this matter, right? So this can actually strengthen your network, because what you could actually do is, when I have ambassadors for one GreenWave at Work chapter, for example, UTA is they have their own GreenWave at Work chapter out in LA. So then I would kind of connect you with them, and then you can connect with people from different regions. And so really the biggest thing is going to be connections, and you can strengthen your network. And then you can boost Tulane visibility in your workplace. Like everybody loves, to have the Tulane colors. I think the Tulane colors are very vibrant, very versatile, kind of depending on what the occasion is. We have just a bunch of different colors, and you can boost Tulane visibility that way. And then you can just lead with impact, right? You can just be a trusted alumni leader. And this could segue really into something more, because with GreenWave at work, this is like how we're starting, but we are very flexible with how kind of like and where things go, right? So we can say, okay, we have 1 to 3 meetings now, but maybe as time goes on, if we communicate, like we can figure something out as far as what kind of meetings, how often, like what exactly do you want? I have a bunch of resources. So, for example, I met with another alumni who actually works for a company called Shortcut. And so their company is like a holistic development company to where they'll come in, they provide free haircuts, they do free headshots, they do free massages. Now, as far as the haircuts, I can listen, I cannot vouch for them and say your hair would look flawless after. So please don't quote me. But what I can say is these are the type of resources that would be available to you if you did have a Green Wave at Work chapter at your work place. So if you are ready to get started, I would need y'all to complete an interest form. So let me go ahead and drop this link in the chat right now. So give me 1 second. All right. All right, here we go. So this is the link to our Green Wave at Work page. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can essentially see the link to where you can fill out the form, the interest form. And last but not least, I wanted to show y'all the swag that we actually offer. I know y'all sitting there like you talk about the swag, like what do we get? I'm glad y'all asked. So the first thing I'm gonna start off with, I mean, come on, y'all. Look at that. That's beautiful.
Woo,
Beautiful.
roll wave.
Bro, like, listen, look, like, come on now, roll wave. This is what I'm talking about. Free swag, free things that you can get. We have things like pom poms. If y'all are not into pom poms, they're not your thing. It has Tulane alumni on there. You can give it to your mom, cousin, whoever's into the pom poms. You can also give that to them as well. And of course, it wouldn't be Tulane without the beads, y'all. Come on, like it wouldn't be Tulane. It just would not feel right. So we give y'all a bunch of these. Um, we've got our signs here, the roll wave sign there, so you can hang this up in your office. We have beautiful bags, right? You can put a bunch of things in here. I still got it wrapped for y'all because I just didn't want to take it out. But these bags are amazing, y'all. We have notepads right here with a TU do, like roll wave, y'all. This is all I'm saying. Like, we provide so many things. We've got cups, we've got everything. We've got cups here with Tulane logo on there. We've got a bunch of pins, like way too many pins to count. You see the different colorways. We've got bookmarks. If you really want, it's a magnetic one. It's 2025. Step into the future with me, please. You've also got refrigerator magnets. Come on, y'all. You got a mini fridge, right? You got a fridge at home. Maybe you're hosting an event and somebody walks by and say, "Oh, you went to Tulane," and both of y'all say at the same time, "Roll wave." Like, come on, y'all. That's something you just can't beat. And guess what? If you're not into that, I know y'all into the koozies. I know you are. Like, come on, y'all. Look at these beautiful, like metallic. These are like, this is metallic, y'all. Like, you have this you can go to the tailgate. You might be at home with your mom, uncle, brother, cousin, whoever it is. You pull one of these out and they're like, "What? Where you get that?" You like, this is exclusive, right? Because I'm exclusive because I'm a Tulane alumni. So I'm just telling y'all, we have a bunch of things, and this what I showed you isn't even like the tip of the iceberg. And the last thing I want to show you is we also have backpacks. We have backpacks, y'all. Like, we have backpacks. I know there it is. Like, we've got like whatever you need to put in there. It's not too big, not too small. You can have it for yourself. You can give it to your son. You can give it to like whoever. So everyone knows that they are affiliated with the Tulane brand. So at the end of the day, Green Wave at Work essentially is a program that's going to bring Tulane alumni together. We just want to make sure y'all network and we just want to make sure y'all come together and have a good time. And depending on what you all need, we bring a more equitable approach versus equality, right? Because maybe what Ashley needs at her workplace, um, Farhana, and I could be mispronouncing your name and I apologize, they don't need, right? I would be wildly irresponsible if I say, "Hey, everybody on the call gets donuts." Well, Ashley doesn't like donuts. She wants pastries. Ashley may want a beignet, right? So we try to give people the things that they need. And so GreenWave at work is just something to where we can bring everybody together, really give them what they need, and just show off that Tulane pride. And I will end with this roll wave, y'all.
Roll wave.
So
Teal,
that's
thank
all I
you.
got, y'all. And I appreciate y'all. If y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to just go on the link, fill it out. My email address is on the bottom. Feel free to shoot me an email if you're confused about something, or if you don't know anything. I'm ready, I'm willing, and I'm available.
Amazing. Teal, thank you so much. I'll also be in all y'all's inboxes after this, with just the links that were shared and the email addresses and the ways that you can reach out. But thank you so much for being here. And Teal, thank you for a wonderful presentation. You are the best.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me, Nina.
You got it. All right. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.